Hello, this is Erin with the Joy in Pens and Paper, and I am going to do a weekly recap in my Hobonichi Cousin, which I use for memory keeping and journaling. And I have right here my A5 Galen Leather Co. zippered notebook, which has a Hobonichi Day Free in it, and that's what I use for task management, projects, planning ahead. And I have a lovely large cup of tea here. I am getting rejuvenated into my loose leaf teas because the weather is getting a little chilly, which I absolutely love. It's my favorite time of year. Favorite season is upon us. And this weekend, which I'll talk a little bit more about it, I got a new tea steeper at this little shop, and this piece right here comes out, and this is what you put the tea in, and you put some hot water, and then this red button releases the steeped tea into your cups, so you can do a concentrated steep right here and then have hot water here and release the tea in, and so this one I ended up making a double batch because I wanted a large cup of tea. All right, so here we go. And I don't know when I do that, does it shake the camera? That must be annoying. Goodness gracious. So I last talked about what I did on Sunday, so I'm going to pick up on Monday. All right, so I talked last week. We did have DCF come out to our home on Monday evening, and they said things look great. I did give the DCF worker a heads up that there is a chance that we may be looking into an adoption route, but there's a lot of factors in play for that. The first of which is making sure that this child and my child can coexist, and there would be some benefit to both of them there. So I was hoping to hear back from DCF on Wednesday. I'm realizing today I haven't heard back, so I'm going to reach out and just make sure that we're all set to go so that I can arrange my first visit with this student that I have not seen now for a couple of months, and my heart is sad. So I'd like to get something scheduled. We also had one of the schools that I work at had the chip challenge that a student brought the really spicy chip to school and disseminated it, and it caused some hullabaloo. So, but the good thing is my husband and I had a really good talk with our son over dinner, and not only about, not accepting food from people that you don't know what the food is, but also not getting sucked into these challenges and kind of social media trends, which thankfully my child is not into social media right now. I'm very appreciative of that. However, I did also talk with him about the financial implications because everyone's health plan is very different. I was talking about this in my live unboxing of my Hobonichi last week. In America, health insurance is very expensive. I know for my family, we pay a little bit over $1,000 a month just to have health insurance. And then on top of that, we're paying co-pays, and there's different amounts that we pay for a copay based on the service that we receive. So for example, if I go to the emergency room and I don't get admitted, the amount that I have to pay for a copay is higher than the amount if I got admitted, which I guess is nice because it's keeping people from using up medical resources for unnecessary needs. And if it's not emergent and you can wait a day or two to meet with your primary care and then get a referral, then go that route. But that's kind of the world that we live in. And so I talked to my son about it being really silly that a family would perhaps have to pay $750 just to clear their child of being sick from a chip. Um, and it's fascinating to have those conversations with him because he's a pretty logical kid. So he indicates that he gets it. Then on Tuesday, on kind of a whim, I went to work, and my son and I came home. I had to get my car inspected, and it failed. Womp womp. But I knew that it would. I actually knew that because last year when I brought it to get inspected, they did tell me it would need new tires, and I didn't prioritize the tires this year, so I anticipate it getting failed because of that. But the part that I didn't anticipate, two parts really, is one, I was in an accident almost 2 years ago now, and the license plate, it was a head-on collision, so the front license plate was bent up, and the auto body shop banged it out. And so on Tuesday, one of the reasons they couldn't pass inspection is that the letters and numbers on my license plate aren't clear, and so they advise that I buy paint and paint where those letters and numbers should be, which fine, I'll do that. I'll probably really enjoy it if I'm being honest, but that and my front fog lights are not working, and I don't know if that's part of my post-accident because my car is not 100% repaired. I have to bring it into a dealership for a couple of days to do a hard factory reset of the entire electrical, and I think get one piece of the electrical replaced, but the car drives, so it hasn't been something that I've been prioritizing doing, so I'll do that. Anyway, so I have 60 days from September 12th to get 2 new tires, get the fog lights working, and paint the license plate. Yay. So after that, I dropped my son off at home, and I met up with 2 of my friends at this local kind of dive restaurant named Hannah's. I believe I have talked about this restaurant before on my channel when doing a recap, but the woman who works there she's a hot ticket. She is a good time, but she's also wonderfully thoughtful. So she will, at least with me, will look through the menu and individually create a meal that is safe for me to eat. And so I ended up having lobster Caesar salad, which that's bougie, but I was able to have lobster in place of chicken because I wanted it, and they'll do a Caesar salad that's gluten-free, and then I feel like I'm eating healthy, but really it's delicious. And then I went back to my friend's house because they lived 2 miles on the road from this restaurant because I had a consult with a local health and fitness person. That was something that was gifted to me as this free trial membership, which included a 1-to-1 consult and a tank top and a limited time access to a website that has pre-recorded workouts. And the woman who runs this, she is the sweetest person. Like, I don't know many people that are as genuine and kind as she is. Actually, I do, but I'm saying that for emphasis. She's wonderful. But she said she was really excited when she saw my name come up as one of the people that received this gift. And kind of towards the end of our half an hour, she was like, "You don't even need me." And she said, "You could actually come on and teach a Friday, I guess like a Friday highlight group." So she picks a topic each Friday and has somebody who is an expert in that come in and speak. So I actually might go and speak on goal setting and such. But then after that, we turned on YouTube and started out listening or watching music videos from artists that my friends had seen in Nashville on their recent honeymoon. And then we started listening to songs from our different prom years because we're between myself and the oldest of the two, there's an 11-year difference. So that, that's enough to be curious about that. And then we ended up also putting on 90s Christian rock. And one of my friends and I were, able to recall every word from 20 plus years ago. And so that was fun. Then on Wednesday, my Hobonichi order arrived. I did my YouTube live, and y'all, I got a huge subscriber bump. Huge. And I don't know if anyone's noticing, but I am very close to 1,000 subscribers. Very close to 1,000 subscribers. I can't believe it. So I'm trying to get my hopes up too much, but I might be able to hit 1,000 by my YouTube 1-year anniversary, or very close to it. Maybe during the anniversary month, maybe not the exact day, maybe the month. But I was so excited. I had a number of you, like a small handful, that you have commented on other videos that I've done. I know that you're part of my community and you participated in the live. You made comments or asked questions or gave information. And I really appreciated that. And I also did have some requests to do more lives. So I would like to honor that request. And then I had that kind of wonderful thing happen, but then my friend, her dog had a tumor on her paw, and so the tumor needed to be removed, and it was removed on Tuesday. And then by Wednesday, the dog was still not drinking, not eating and drinking, hadn't gone pee, had done some vomiting. And my friend's car, while she was sitting in a restaurant eating with her mom, someone ran into her car because the gas pedal got stuck. And she has a trip to Utah with a friend of hers that is most likely, if it hasn't already been, canceled, because her friend's dad is in poor health. It's all this, kind of perfect storm. And so my husband and I decided we were going to buy she and her husband dinner on Wednesday night. So it was one less thing for them to have to worry about. So I had already booked my YouTube live. And so my evening got a little bit chaotic because I got home and started to prep for dinner, needed to then go across town to pick up dinner for my friend and her husband, and then drop it off, and also give her dog a gift that I had bought for the dog as a post-surgery little lovey. And then I went home and finished making dinner and ate it just in time for my YouTube live filming. And my son was making popcorn because while I was going to do my live, my son and husband were going to watch the new Disney Star Wars spin-off show, I think it is. Don't ask me what it's called, but a show. And my son set off the fire alarm, and I had just gotten things settled at 6:29, and my YouTube live was starting at 6:30, and then just a few minutes into recording my YouTube live, the fire alarm went off again. You can't make this up, right? But is what it is. So I don't know how loud it was if you were there for the live or you watched the live and heard it. Let me know how terrible it was, because I couldn't tell. And I don't like the sound of my voice, so I don't rewatch my videos. On Thursday was a great day. I participated in an in-person team meeting, and one of my first team meetings since joining this new job, this new district, and it went really well. After the meeting, one of the participants, I think the school psychologist, I'm still learning everybody, followed me after the meeting and said, do you have a second? And I actually was late for something else. And I said, actually, no, I don't. And she said, oh, well, I just want to tell you how great you did. And you're so articulate and knowledgeable. And I laughed and I said, oh, well, if that's what you're going to say, I'll give you all the seconds that you want. And I continued to get really positive feedback throughout the day from people that participated in that meeting. So that felt really good. And then my husband and I went to a local restaurant while my son was at soccer practice, and we had a little date. And when I got home, there were flowers waiting on my front step from my friend and neighbor as a thank you for dinner the night before. So I have these really beautiful yellow flowers that are just gorgeous and bring happy thoughts. And then on Friday, that's where the fun starts. Now, spoiler or full disclosure, whatever you want to call it, the device that I use to print out pictures, these pictures, it appears to be broken. So I tried for a while yesterday to print out pictures for the last couple of days because we got some great pictures and I couldn't get it to print. I needed to step away and take a break because I was wasting the sticker pages or sticker packs that it came with to print on, and I need to not do that. So anyway, Friday I got done with work, kind of rushed home, did a very short therapy session just to update my therapist on how things are going since I started my new job. And then while I was in my session, I heard some ladies starting to arrive at my house. So there were 5 of us in total at my house that carpooled together, and we were going to go to Maine, but with the weather, with Hurricane Lee, and the predictions, there was some worry that we would lose power, that there'd be flooding because we were going to be on a lake. There were worries. And so my friend who lives in Connecticut offered up her house. And so we went to her house. She lives very close to Mohegan Sun. So on the way down, we stopped at Mohegan Sun and we got dinner. And then we went to her house, and I had some of her husband's gluten-free porter that he brewed for me, that he still has a partial, not a keg, but it's in his kegerator. I don't know what size container he has, but it's in there. And then we played some games. We played a game called Ransom Note, where you have the magnetic word tiles and you have to build a response. And we played a game called That's What She Said, which is really funny. And we played a game called Sodally Tober, which literally you open it up and it says, you're grown adults, you figure out the rules. So we basically, flip a card and do what's on the card. It was a fun, fast-paced game, and it was just a really lovely evening. I think we all went to bed around midnight. Oops, sorry. And then Saturday, we got up, we had breakfast, coffee. One of my friends disappeared, and I went to find her, and she said she just needed some quiet time, and said, well, what do you think about watching The Office? Well, The Office is my favorite show. So we went and put on The Office. My friend whose house we were at, she has The Office DVDs with all the deleted scenes and bonus footage. So we watched an episode and then watched all the deleted scenes and bonus footage for that episode, which I loved. And one of the ladies asked to take a shower, and while she was in the shower, my anxiety started to kick in because we were going to go to a garlic festival at Mystic Village that started at 11, and I kind of wanted to get to the festival and then be able to come back and put jammies on and relax for the rest of the evenings. And we also had some things planned for the evening. And so I said, is anyone else planning on taking a shower? And I heard no's all around. And then the first lady gets done with her shower, and maybe 15 minutes go by, and then someone else says, you know what, I think I'll take a shower. And oof. A little annoyed by that. And then it happened a second time. A third lady went to take a shower. And at that point, and I didn't get testy with it, but I just said, I asked everyone who was going to take a shower and y'all said no. And so then the third lady who said she was going to take a shower, like did a quick pivot, and she was like, oh, how about instead of a shower, we do some yoga? So we did a yoga workout, which was really great. And then people started to pack up for the day. So as I had brought or gone out to the vehicle to drop my water bottle off or something like that, and I went back into the house, and then I went back out to the vehicle and noticed that there was a new vehicle in the driveway. And so I paused to look at the vehicle as I was walking down the sidewalk, and then I went past the corner of the garage, and one of my friends was there that had told me she wasn't going to be able to come, and I just lost it in such a good way. It was such a wonderful surprise that she was able to be there. And so then they all kind of fessed up that they were trying to stall while waiting for that friend to get there. And so then we went to Mystic Village. We went to the garlic festival. We got garlic parmesan fries. We got boba. We went to an oil and vinegar store where we could do some tastings of oil and vinegar. And then kind of the big thing is I got a Forever bracelet. So I don't know if you've heard of that, but it's something I've wanted for a couple of years. And it is a bracelet that gets soldered, is that the word, onto your wrist. So this is the link that they measure it out, and then they put this in and they actually zap it. So I mean, I'm sure if you pull it hard enough it might break, but it's sterling silver, and it comes with a lifetime warranty that if it ever were to break, they will repair it for free. And if I can't get down there and it broke, I could put it in the mail and they'll send it back to me with a clasp. I don't want a clasp. It's close enough to our friends that we visit in Connecticut frequently. So I felt like this was a really nice investment piece. So I now have my Forever bracelet. Very happy, very happy. Then we got back to my friend's house, and my neighbor who wasn't able to come had sent along a 2005 bougie champagne for us to share. And another friend of mine bought edible glitter to put into drinks because we listened to the podcast Wine and Crime, and they featured a wine that had glitter in it. And the way that Amanda from Wine and Crime described it, all of us were like, I want that wine. So they actually looked into getting it for my 40th birthday. The wine was really expensive, and it had to be shipped in. So instead we got glitter. And so we ended up adding glitter to all of our beverages the rest of the night. So we all had a glitter champagne toast, and all the ladies brought charcuterie items and just built out this ginormous charcuterie. And we ordered some dinner from a restaurant that has a summer salad that is my favorite salad. It is the only thing I've ever ordered from there, and the only thing that I will ever order from there, maybe, I think. But it's delicious. And then we played a murder mystery game. I loved that so much. I'm a very simple person. I don't need fancy, expensive things. I just like thoughtful things, and I like good experiences. So the murder mystery was really fun. By the third, there were 3 kind of sections of the murder mystery. By the third section, we started to ad-lib a little bit and really get into our characters. And I have this really funny picture of one of my friends who was in a role of a constable. When we figured out who the murderer was, she got into a position like she was handcuffing my other friend who was Blanche and was the murderer. And so Blanche had this like surprised face on her, and the constable had this mean face on, and it's this perfect picture. It's great. I love it. I wish it was in here. Ugh. Maybe I can fix it. I don't know. I've had that photo printer for a really long time. Anyway, and then we get to yesterday. So yesterday was the end of Lady Weekend. We woke up and had some breakfast. One of my friends made a breakfast crock-pot casserole that was really delicious. And then we packed up. We went to Dunkin' Donuts on the way home, and then we got home. My husband and son were at a car show, so I had a little bit of time to make myself some lunch before they got home. And then my son wanted to hang out with a friend of his, so I arranged that hangout. I drove him to the hangout. It's called a hangout now, guys, not a play date. Apparently when they get to a certain age, it's shifts title. So I brought him there, picked him up, did a 45-minute cycling workout with my lady friends that I do Peloton with. And then football was on. I was bumped out of the Survivor League that I do. I'm very sad about that, but my selected team lost, and I almost won a Pick'em League. I was one away from winning that, and then I lost my fantasy week. Nah, it's fine. It's all fine. Yeah, so that was my week. Now getting into, here's my weekly. So in my weekly, I do try to match things by the time in which they happen as best I can. And so I will just start to lay out some stickers that I selected. So Thursday was payday. I still have no clue what my take home is at this new job, because this pay period, they took out an entire month's worth of health insurance. I had a little bit over $1,000 pulled out from this pay period, and and that's for September. On the 28th, I'm going to have another $1,000 pulled out, which is going to cover October. And so then 2 weeks from that point, I will see what my real paycheck is going to be, so I can figure out budgeting and such. Oh, look at that. I pulled out 2 of those as I was planning out what I was going to use. That's so funny. Okay. Let's see. I didn't know what I wanted to put Monday, so I'll come back to that. On Tuesday, I wanted to put, I believe, this guy, because that was a fun little pivot there with going to Hannah's. So I'll put that there. And let's see, I think I want to move on over to here and work this well. Let's go. On Friday, I had therapy, and then let's see. So I pulled out one of these games. So that's going to go here for Saturday for the murder mystery. I just felt like he matched that. And I did pull this little yoga guy right here. I also did yoga on Friday morning. And oh, I forgot to, all right, so I'm gonna put this coffee cup here. I will put this little cramp monster right there, because of course that happens Saturday night. We ordered dinner yesterday for the game, so I put that there. Right on there's, oh, nope, nope, not there. I'm gonna put this little computer here because I had a virtual meeting on Monday. I'll put this little drinker-rooski right there because I did have a few drinks. I wanted to use this like happy, emotional face here because I just had all the positive feels. My goodness, it was so wonderful. And I'm gonna put this little dot from Cloth and Paper Co. with a little baby foil heart, which I think is from Rose Colored Days, but I could be wrong. Right next to the dinner pickup for my neighbors. And then I'm gonna add this little guy right here, honestly, to cover up the smudge of ink. But I also did do a couple of things during that block. Is there anything else that I want to I feel like I keep pulling that out of frame and that's not helpful. Let's do this little foil pin because I did have a few small meetings and kind of information gathering there. And then let me add another one of these dots and another foil heart next to where when my husband and I went out for a little date night. Oop. And that little heart is sideways. That's not how it's supposed to be. It's still sideways. Come on, Aaron. Figure it out. There we go. Got it. Did it. And I'm just gonna put this right here because ain't that the truth? And I think that will be it for today. So I'm starting to use more than one sticker a day recently. All right, so that is my weekly recap. And I think what I am going to do this evening is do a little additional filming to set up this week and do a live memory keep for Monday. That's what I think I'm gonna do. So thank you for watching. And if you enjoyed this and you're not subscribed, please go ahead and subscribe so you know when I post this again. And I will see everyone very soon. Bye.